Before we get started, Nathan, your mic's working properly.
For sure.
Okay, Kyle, we're good.
Hello?
Yeah. Desktop
All
is
right,
muted.
I'm looking at mine. We're straight.
Recording
Drew, I'm not
is
even gonna
going.
ask.
Hey
But
guys,
Drew's-
I have to make another video for us. No.
Imagine. You should, but just be like, I'm just here just to fuck around. Actually, this time we're good.
Apologize.
I
for
think we
not
should do it
having
every episode. Was my idea.
I agree.
Well,
I think it makes
like a cold
a
intro.
more whatchamacallit, yeah, more
Titties?
I think
Yeah.
I think
That's
it
what I got
pulls.
from that.
I think it pulls the viewer in,
I got something you can pull.
pulls them in, absorbs them, like the new kill cam on the new Valorant season. Which
Oh, there's
just
a kill
dropped
cam now?
today. No, not a kill cam. Sorry, kill.
imagine though.
Death animation. It's the chains pulling you down
I haven't
into the upside down.
booted it up since the update.
You didn't watch any of the
days.
streamer
I
content?
I only watched Hiko and Tim fuck around on the new map. Was it Pearl or
Yeah,
Yes.
Pearl? Yeah. That map looks like
bro. Italy.
yeah, it looks like Italy, but it also doesn't look fun. There's a lot of angles. It's like it seems like it might be a lot of camping spots, but it's
Yeah.
whatever.
I think
I
it
got
looks
into a
fun.
death match, and I'll tell you now, like a full death match on that map is not fun at all. Not even a little bit. That shit was toxic. But the map, like as I was exploring around, it looked pretty good.
They
It's
also
never
have those
fun in the
windows-
beginning.
Well, yeah, of course not, because you're learning the map, and learning the
Yeah.
map's always difficult. But especially in a game like that, it's not like Call of Duty where you can like hop in just like a death match or like a game mode where you're responding constantly. You can just learn the map that way, and then hop in a
Yeah.
competitive game. But they have like those windows that are specifically for Sage and Jet on the map. They're not really windows; they're holes, but it's pretty cool.
I feel like Raze is included in that. She
uh,
can double satchel up. And
double
ult.
satchel with her ult, yeah, but not like just get a shot off. Sage can
Yeah.
put her wall there and like jump shot.
Yeah. There's always been stuff like that though, like the windows on Ascent. And then, but what I was going to say about the angles and the corners is I was like watching gameplay today, and it definitely seems a lot because we're unfamiliar about it, but I was kind of like just looking at it, and it feels angle-wise pretty similar to Bind, right? Because Bind has got a shit ton of angles, right? Even just going through short, there's like 4 or 5 different angles, right?
Yeah. We'll see how it plays out.
I think we just need to learn it. I think it's going to be we just need to learn it early. I think one of the biggest problems we did with the Fraction is we refused to play it for 2 fucking solid months until everybody knew it, and then it was just never fun. But I feel like when everybody's on the same page for these first 2 weeks...
I mean, the Fracture is still a dog shit map.
Yeah, I know Fracture
my
now, and
opinion.
I still don't like playing Fracture.
Bingo.
I like it better than Breeze and Icebox.
I
Oh,
don't
I
know,
hate
I like
Icebox.
Icebox.
Yeah.
Breeze is alright.
I fucking hate Breeze.
I'm upset they got rid of Split
Yeah. Bummer,
completely. Is it completely?
man.
It's just
I
a
think
weird
they're
thing to
starting
do, in my
pull it
opinion.
out. I think they wanted to keep like a specific rotation of maps. I don't think they want to do like anything over a specific number. As I was like listening to it, I caught the tail end of like the conversation, but I believe that was the goal, was to keep the maps under a certain number. So
Well, they
I
get
don't
rid of
know.
Haven. I'm just not playing the game anymore.
no shot.
I'm just gonna uninstall.
I feel like they won though because it's the only 3
Side
map.
Yeah, 3-sided map. Yeah.
Unless they came out with like a Haven 2.0 or something.
Kind of cool. Or just another
I don't-
3-sided map. I like 3-sided
Yeah.
maps.
Yeah, I don't know if they would call it Haven 2.0 or just release another 3-point map.
Let's call it hell.
Yeah. Another word for Haven. Cabana.
Sanctuary.
Would be a cool name.
So Sanctuary.
Cabana?
Yeah.
Oh, Sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good map. It's a good map. It's a good map. It's a good map. I've been too busy playing Destiny recently. I don't know if anybody here has. I know Nathan's played it.
I've watched you play.
Yeah,
I
It's
have
super
not
fun.
played it.
It's really fun. It's if you don't know what Destiny is, it's basically a MMORPG FPS which is just a massive multiplayer online first-person shooter role-playing game. It's pretty fun, and it's pretty easy. I be hitting headshots left and right on real players, and just like aim assist or something. I don't know. The bloom is out of this world.
Yeah, I was literally, when we were playing the other day, I was like, am I good at mouse and keyboard? Because, like, I rarely use it for video games. Like, when I do use mouse and keyboard for a video game, it's usually, like, not a PvP scenario. It's, like, Assassin's Creed or some shit.
Like, I don't know. I've never played it.
Yeah, I only play FPSs with mouse and keyboard. I don't. I would play like third person adventure run around games with controller, just because that's what I'm kind of used to.
Right. I think it's for me, or our situation is the exact opposite, and that's just because I'm way worse at my aim with mouse and keyboard. And it's like, I already suck at video games. I don't need like any more of a handicap. If I can play a game that allows me to use my controller, for the most part, I'll use it.
Solid.
All I know is our viewers are going to go crazy, and our listeners are going to go even crazier because you're going to be able to hear Nathan
Who?
and understand what he's saying now because he finally, after 27 episodes,
Not 27. It's like it's been a few for sure.
He did have a short period of time whenever his mic was good, and then I don't know how your settings keep on getting switched up like that. It's weird.
Yeah, I think I know how. Maybe, but I do know like it's every time my computer has an update, for some reason it like resets certain settings of mine. I don't really know why it does that. I think maybe it could be the like amount of partitions that I have on my hard drive.
How many partitions do you have on your hard drive?
I think like 3 on accident or something. I have like
Why? On how big of a hard drive?
I don't know which one. To be honest, I have no idea which one it's on. I think it's on my SSD, which is only like 500 gigs.
Probably.
I have like 3 versions of Windows because if you guys will recall, when I fucked up my computer when I first got it by deleting a random file and then like no longer being able to log in, I had to do a Windows reboot. And I'd never done a Windows reboot, and I guess somehow like I didn't think it worked or something, so I kept doing it, and I guess it worked. Because now, like every time I restart my computer, it asks me like, which volume do you want to start on? And it's just like, like they're each own separate thing, like they're not connected. I know how to fix it, but I don't know how to fix it. You know, like I know the solution, but I just like it seems like a lot more like I'm out of my depth when it gets to that type of shit. I guess.
What you need to do is you need to get an external hard drive or another internal hard drive. You need to move all of your data to it, right? So take everything on your startup disk, right, which is your C disk, which is whatever you have partitioned to all of your different windows. You need to take all of your saved data, like your game files, music file, like whatever you have on there, you need to transfer it to a drive, whether that be external or internal, but a different memory slot. Right. That way you can revert your boot drive, unpartition it, and then download your Windows, but you still have all your content because it's on a separate drive.
Right. Yeah, like I know that's what I need to do. It hasn't become like a wild inconvenience yet. So, in my traditional fashion, I will wait until it is an inconvenience.
I have 4 drives now. Right. I have my terabyte M.2. I have my 256 M.2. I have my 2 terabyte external 3.5 and my 4 terabyte external 3.5.
Yeah, I've just got the 500 SSD and a 2 terabyte external.
I've got a 2 terabyte M.2, a 2 terabyte hard disk drive, and a 250 SSD.
I got a computer.
Yes, you do, Drew. Yes, you do.
Speaking of the optometrist.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, computers are still on track. So speak of those.
I started that CS50 today. I did the.
It's still bright.
It's
That
pretty
teacher is
interesting.
so good.
Yeah, he's a really good teacher. So it's David Milan at the University of Harvard. And he does a really good job of like keeping your attention the whole entire
Yeah,
time.
he's like drenched in sweat.
He's completely drenched. So I finished week 0, and basically during the course or whatever, it's a free course that you can get online. And I don't know how many weeks it is, but I am currently doing the project. Did you do the project, Kyle?
I didn't do it
Scratch?
like to the specs. I just played with Scratch. I didn't
Okay.
do like a submission project
Yeah.
because I want to get to the coding part. I already understood the way that syntax and logic algorithms work because I've had so much experience with VBA, and
Yeah.
the point of Scratch was kind of to get you to understand how computers speak.
Yeah.
And I kind of already knew that, so I kind of skipped that project.
Yeah, see, I'm what is it, Greenhorn?
Ground
or
Zero.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know nothing about it. And it's pretty interesting so far. I learned how many bytes or how many bits are in a byte of code. That's one of the things that stuck with me. I learned about pseudocode, which is cool, which is basically just like the task list for whatever you're trying to execute or get the output for.
It's like layman terms.
Yeah. So I've been messing around with the Scratch basically since I want to say 3 till about 7, and I'm trying to make a game. And I think I decided to try to do the hardest thing to like kind of learn how to use Scratch. Like I was able to figure out how to move my character around and spawn things, but they're not interacting with each other. And I'm probably going to give myself until next week to try to figure it out. And then if I can, I can't. If I can, I can. If I can, I can't. And I'm just going to move on to the next course.
I looked up some cooler projects, and a guy did an FPS that was cool, where he he just imported the picture of just a guy holding an AK, right? And then he made the mouse cursor a plus sign, right? And then like he just strung a code where it was like, if mouse is over this longitude and latitude on the grid, right, then and you click, then it creates headshot, and then the image goes away. So it was pretty cool. I looked up a couple cool ones. Yeah,
I was trying to make like a basic game where it's like one of those games where you try to catch stuff, kind of like how he did, but instead of dragging and dropping it somewhere, it's like you're controlling the character, and if they collide, then it resets the sprite back on top of the screen and has it fall.
Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard, but it's fun. Like when I finally figured out a few things, I was just like, yes,
There's a strong sense of gratitude when we figure something out. And what's cool is like it's hard in Scratch, which is like a graphical user interface, which is super easy to use. And so like when you get I'm doing scripting right now, and even just getting something to like show something on the screen like a word like the right number of times is so intense. Also, you learn in C because it's like one of the oldest programming languages.
Yeah.
But it's very redundant, right? It's very literal and redundant, and it's got a lot of not intuitive, tedious things you have to do. But what I was going to say is when you get to week 1 after you finish your week 0 project, if you need help getting your VS Studio Code Space terminal set up, hit me up, because it took me like 6 hours, and so I could probably shave a lot of that time off for you.
Oh yeah, sounds good. Yeah, coding's cool, guys, or at least it's interesting. As of right now, I don't know if I will hit a road where I'm just like, this isn't really worth it. This is too much thinking. But I like puzzles and problem solving, so
programming is literally just critical thinking and problem solving. You just have to do it in their language. You can't do it in English.
Yeah,
which is cool.
Yeah, I did get one thing right whenever I think it's in the video of week 0. It was he showed the alphabet and then like the number that correlates to the letters, and I think it was like 73, 74, and 33. And I just assumed that the 33 was an exclamation point, and I got it right. So
yeah, that's a ASC 2.
Yes, ASCII.
Yep. Or yeah, maybe ASCII. But I think it's 2. I think it's Roman numeral 2. But while we're on that subject, I posted this picture in the Discord a little bit ago on the same subject. It was right after I watched that lecture 1, and it was just like It was just like a moment.
It makes sense now.
It makes sense now. So it was just like a moment where like you learn something and then you get to immediately put it into action, which is super cool. But so in week 0 in the lecture, you learn about the basics of computers, and obviously everybody knows that the basic language of computers is binary, which is just ones and zeros, right? And ones and zeros essentially stand for a true or false question, yes or no, right? And in the basis of terms, like in the very base of it, in the beginning of computing, a 1 would be that the bridge was completed so a current would pass through, and a 0 would be where the bridge wasn't completed so a current couldn't pass through, right? It was essentially how binary started, right? And so after learning all that, 1 meant yes, 0 meant no, 1 meant bridge, 0 meant no bridge, 1 meant true, 0 meant false, right? So I'm in the bathroom, and Natalie's got her curling iron, and she was like, do you know which one is on or off? And I don't know if you have the topics up, but an old school power switch is a 1 and a 0, and a 1 means true, on, or the current is flowing, and 0 means false, no, or the current's not flowing. And I was like, damn, that was like a super gratifying, I know that. So now you all know that if you're ever looking at like an old school power switch with the 1 and a 0 on it, the 1 means on and the 0 means off because of binary code.
Whenever you originally posted it, I was like, oh, that's a really good topic, because like I wonder how they got those symbols to mean what they mean. And now that I look at it again, it makes a lot more sense now.
Yep. It was just like a glass shatter moment. It was super gratifying. Eureka for sure.
But yeah, learning code so far is surprisingly not the most I'm not really learning code yet, but getting the basics down and trying to understand it is the least most frustrating thing that happened to me this week. Episode 6 aired of Kenobi. We've seen all 6 episodes now. So what's everybody's opinion? Because I can take 30 minutes on my own, so I'm just going to let other people talk.
I want to hear you talk first.
Because I have the least experience, so it's just going to be the shortest opinion. I enjoyed episode 6. I thought it was good. In the sense of like action, I thought it was pretty cool. The fight between Vader and Obi-Wan was decent, although I watched it during the day in my living room, and I don't have curtains.
Which is wild to me.
And
the show is majorly dark as well, for sure.
Oh my god, I couldn't even see what the fuck was happening. Like, whenever the boy was like in the I couldn't see anything. I was just like, what the fuck is going on? But I'll rewatch it. Yeah. But I thought the fight scenes were pretty cool. Owen and whatever her name is. Yeah. Defend Luke. That was pretty tight. You know, they did their job, and then what's her name couldn't do it. Just having all the flashbacks and whatever.
Reva.
She was just like, yeah.
We almost need to go back to episode 5, huh? Because we never talked about episode 5, and that was really where she got depth.
I'll say, like, from a casual fan of Star Wars point of view, it was similar to Eric. Like, the series overall, the action for the most part was decent. Like the lightsaber fights, I enjoyed. But the series overall just seems like it was nothing really but kind of fan service, and the story itself was whatever. Like there were literally no stakes. You know, nothing happens to anybody in that series. Like, so you know that everything's okay at the end. So I don't know. It's just like
for everybody.
Yeah, it was also. It's just like it's so close to being the plot of like a Super Mario's movie, like Save the Princess, Vader's Bowser. It just wasn't a great story, I don't think. Or it's just a story we've also seen more than once.
It's just like it's such a hard thing to do, right? When everything before and everything after with all of these characters is already written, like you can't do anything major because it'll fuck with shit. And you can't fuck with shit.
They could have done more like Clone Wars era shit. Isn't he in that? Isn't he got like a pretty large arc in one of the cartoons, Rebels maybe?
Are you talking
But
about
the point of
Obi-Wan?
Obi-Wan is this was supposed to be the story after.
Right. So overall, the writing is super fucking lazy in my opinion. There's so many things. Like I will say so the one good thing I will say about this show, 150%. 85 or 89% of the time they got Vader 100% right. He was kind of how you would imagine Vader would be, because most of our experiences with Vader in the original trilogy is kind of like it's the end of his story, so it makes no sense, but it's kind of like the setup of what the character is, because that's when we got introduced to him. And then Legends and the comics and stuff like that kind of fledged out those details a little bit more or whatever. So they got Vader right, and I, spoiler, thoroughly enjoyed the Qui-Gon cameo. Not gonna lie, I teared up because that's my favorite Jedi. And it was really nice to see him again. But like, bro, I don't know if I told y'all, but I read the Vader comic recently. And the Vader, if you haven't read it and you're a casual fan or higher of a Star Wars fan and you like comic books, definitely read it. It's very good. My problem with episode 6 specifically was for 4.5 to 5 episodes, Obi-Wan was not shit the whole entire time. And then he had
dumb.
Yeah, it made him dumb, kind of like useless and whatever. So like Obi-Wan's not what he is or ever was up until round 2 with Vader. And now I'm not talking about from episode 3 to 5. I'm talking about within episode 3 to 6. I'm talking about within episode 6, round 2. He had a come to Jesus moment. The reason that made him have a come to Jesus moment was Leia of all people. And all of a sudden he's able to like do a rock barrage on Vader and overpower Vader. The thing that I have a problem with it is like, so the comic books, the reason I brought those up is the comic books are canon. And because the comic books are canon, Darth Vader is on the front lines hunting Jedi. Darth Vader destroyed a heavily offensive Jedi who was, his whole entire thing about being a Jedi was just knowing how to throw hands. He was able to defeat him. He's trained all the Inquisitors. He, like I said, is on the front line of hunting Jedi. How is he having such a hard time with somebody who just got their groove back? Now I get they have a history, and he probably got his emotions involved and whatever, but it just didn't really sit right with me at all. Don't even get me started on Reva, as just throughout the whole entire story. I don't know. I made a post on Facebook saying that Kenobi made me a toxic Star Wars fan. And it's yeah. I don't like Kathleen Kennedy. I was letting her get a chance. I don't like her now.
At least they brought the Grand Inquisitor back to stay canon with Rebels.
Yeah,
but they didn't even. I was expecting them to either do some like robot shit or something. They didn't explain him coming back at all.
He has two stomachs. That was their explanation. His species has 2 stomachs. Also, how inefficient is Vader? He stabbed the same person twice, and that motherfucker lived. He stabbed Reva when she was a kid. She's like, I just laid there and acted. All right, you got away. That's smart. And then he stabs her again after she betrays him, and she still lives.
It's a lot of inefficient killing, for sure.
The whole show!
When he just walked away from Kenobi, he was like, you're dead. And then just walked away, and I was like, he's clearly not going to die. Like, let's be real here.
You gotta hit that double tap.
Kenobi pulled a whole Dragon Ball Super, I will not let you destroy my world, and like busted out. The show, like,
that's a good
super anime.
Yeah, the whole fight was low key anime, like anime as fuck. Like Obi-Wan fucking with the rocks coming through. I mean, I did enjoy one part in the fight. Well, whenever Obi-Wan first says Anakin, I did kind of feel a little bit emotional because, like, I care about the characters and like, that was a nice scene.
You
Yeah, when
didn't
he's like,
destroy him. I destroyed him.
yeah. But like also whenever Obi-Wan uses the back of his lightsaber to beat the shit out of his chest plate, I thought that was sick.
That was cool, but it also, for me, it seemed like a very anticlimactic way to end a lightsaber fight. Like, I get it for the storytelling purposes, but that was essentially how that fight kind of ended for the most part. I feel like.
I mean, you took a lightsaber to the back and then the helmet right after that. I wouldn't say it's the
like
end. It was just
kinda
like the
in a
beginning
combo.
of the end.
It's like,
And also, like, Vader is known for being, like, crazy offensive and, like, trying to overpower his opponents. And Obi-Wan is known for his great defensive skills. He uses Form 3, which is a strong defensive stance. And somehow Obi-Wan is the one that overpowers Vader for whatever reason. And it's just like, he didn't, like, outsmart him or anything. He just, like, brute force just overpowered him. I don't know. The whole show as a whole, 4.5 out of 10.
Especially when you get to the ending when he's talking to Darth Sidious and he's just, Obi-Wan means nothing. It's like, fuck you for the last 6 hours then. Like,
that goes, and Reva didn't need to be in the show. Reva, at the end of this episode, I was like, oh, that's what you guys were trying to do this whole time. Okay, I get it. Like, she was blinded by her hate and her anger and her need for revenge, where she eventually became the same thing that she sought to destroy. That's a good story arc. You delivered it poorly. Like,
They did deliver it poorly.
yeah,
if
like
there were more scenes, because like when we first get introduced to Reva, she is like, I'm about Kenobi. I'm gonna get Kenobi, right? And then as a viewer, you're like, why is she so interested in Kenobi? Oh, she was that little black girl that was in Order 66. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, she must hate Kenobi because she felt like Kenobi left her behind, or felt betrayed by Kenobi because he didn't come look for any younglings or anything like that. He just left and went to Mustafar. Okay, cool. No, she just wants Kenobi to try to get closer to Vader because she wants to kill Vader. We learned that 5 episodes into the show. And like during this whole entire time, Reva is just like this angry, fucking rootin' tootin', like I'm gonna do everything my way type of gal. And that's cool and all, but too much of that, you're a one-dimensional character. I don't give a fuck about you. You're very obviously just there for a plot device. If they would have showed her be like how she was, like, fuck Vader, I'm gonna do what I want. I don't care about this dude. He's not the boss of me. And then like had more scenes with her interacting with Vader, and then she turned into a little punk ass bitch whenever Vader was around. I was like, yes, daddy, yes, sir. Then I've been like, okay, there's something going on here. What's going on, you know? But the whole entire time, her character, I don't know. I could go on I'm trying to like not rant, though I am. But
they tried too hard to like delay things in a 6-episode series, right? Mm-hmm. Like they should have, like, the Reva arc should have been introduced in episode 1. Like, oh, she's fucking like this little girl. Like when they opened with the younglings, like it should have like faded from the little girl's face to Reva. And like, so you know from the beginning, oh, this is a fucking youngling. She's force sensitive. She's working for the Inquisitors. It would have made more sense when she killed the Grand Inquisitor. Like, she doesn't give a fuck about these people. She's not fucking hunting Jedi. She's a youngling looking to get revenge. She's embedded herself into the enemy. Like, you just can't wait till episode 4.5 of a 6-episode series where you're also developing Obi-Wan as like a post-Jedi series and Lord Vader coming into his Sith era. Like, you can't develop this many things. This, like, you're doing too much. Like, you
cooks in the kitchen.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you could have done a multi-series, like, where even like I don't know, like, made Obi-Wan like the Book of Boba Fett that was like season 3, and like maybe like developed Reva in like a different, like, you know what I don't know. They could have done a lot. Yeah. They could have done a whole Inquisitors thing. Like, I think they could have had an Inquisitors show leading before this, where the Inquisitors and Vader are just hunting Jedi, and then you get to the point where like they've been doing this for 10 fucking years, and now they're about to get to Kenobi, right? Like, everybody would have watched that. You don't need the Kenobi name. You just, Vader is enough. I promise.
Me and my brother were talking about it after we watched the episode, and he made a good point. He's like, I'm watching this show because it has Kenobi in the title. Like I'm here to see I'm here to see Obi-Wan Kenobi and Obi-Wan Kenobi only. Like it's cool that Vader's in it. It's cool that Reva's in it. It's cool that Leia's in it. They don't need to like. To me, Obi-Wan was a plot device throughout the whole entire show. He was not a character, and the show was.
He's like a side character.
Yeah, and like I agree with Kyle that it was too short. Like in like power scale thing, like 2 episodes he's weak, 2 episodes he's getting his shit back together, but he's fucking up, and 2 episodes he's back on his shit. That's how you can fix a power scaling thing. I personally was okay with him having like PTSD and like trying to deal with what happened in Revenge of the Sith. I was completely fine with that. But after seeing the show and the ending, honestly, you should have just made like Obi-Wan like paranoid, like rough beard, long scraggly hair, like training in the Force every day because like he hears about the Inquisitors and how they're going and getting Force sensitive children. He's like, oh, I got to be on top of my shit. And while he's doing that, he's also dealing with all the PTSD stuff, but he's still like training every single day, trying to get a hold of Qui-Gon, practicing his lightsaber, practicing the Force, so on and so forth. And then it would have made, I think, a paranoid Obi-Wan Kenobi show would be cool. And then like you can have a plot halfway through where it's like he sees himself falling, he gets himself back, and then you can still have some of the plot points with Reva because what they seemed like they were trying to do with Reva was like Obi-Wan failed Anakin, but Obi-Wan saved Reva. That's what I got from that. And it's just like, well, not like it was just so poorly delivered. This show was a layup, bro. The show was a fucking layup, and they somehow fucked it up. I don't know.
There's both Ian McGregor and Hayden Christensen say they want a second season, so maybe they'll fix
that is
issues.
A PR move, Nathan. That is our show sucks. The studio fell short.
Yeah,
let's just tease them and say, hey, we want to do a second episode or second season. This was supposed to be a one-off shot.
That's
sure,
like,
though, but like that's,
the whole crew says that they... Go ahead.
I can't remember. One of the Marvel shows was only supposed to be 1 season, but it was like popular enough where they're like, okay, we'll give it another season. I think it was maybe What If.
It's different though because like it's such a limited timeline now.
Yeah,
like because it's not there's no end. Like you can't.
Yeah, what I don't, as a casual fan, I don't know what happens from this point until what is it, episode 4?
Rebels, Rogue One.
I mean, all you really need to know is that at the beginning of A New Hope, Obi-Wan, nobody knows Obi-Wan's alive, right? So you can't build giant arcs with Obi-Wan because in the beginning of A New Hope, everybody thinks he's dead, right? Like you can't make him have these fabulous stories after Order 66, like because
you do some clandestine shit.
Also, the Jedi build on that point, Kyle. So whenever Obi-Wan leaves, right? Mm-hmm. And, I'm assuming Leia only knows him as Ben. So whenever Obi-Wan leaves, I was thinking that they were going to make it to where Leia thought Ben died. And then later, whenever she meets Obi-Wan, she's like, oh, these are 2 different people. Like, oh, Leia's a fucking dumbass, even though in the show she's supposed to be the smartest person in the room, right? Yeah. So that's what I thought they were going to do. And then he came back! And it was just like, all right, bye. I'm going to give you a gift. I'll see you later.
Yeah, like, here's this gunsling.
Yeah, I'll never forget you.
Yeah. Well, apparently you did. Like, it's like, I don't know. I hate Star Wars from Disney. Kathleen, I'm just going to say it. Kathleen Kennedy is trying, like, I am all for positive, strong female roles. I like positive, strong female characters. I love the Wonder Woman movies. I like Korra. Apparently everybody doesn't like that show, but I like Korra.
Yeah, people dog shit on Korra for no fucking reason, honestly.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed Korra as well.
It's mostly just dudes being like, it's a girl. Like,
I did find a little bit of plot holes that, like, she is like the most powerful bender of all time in the episode 1, and then she gets in such situations where she just gets shat on. Like,
well, yeah, that's the dude. She's like Aang's yin and yang. Like Aang was super like wise, but like not very good at bending at first. She's a fucking idiot, but she's really strong.
I understand the archetype, but even with her, she's like a pure offensive power brute with no sense, and she still gets shat on sometimes. Like,
no, it's like dog.
So does Darth Vader, Kyle. So does Darth Vader. All right,
really join the spirit world and the regular world.
But like, hold on. I just want to finish this point. So I know people know my stance, and I'm not just bashing women. I prefer a strong female lead. There are strong female lead Star Wars characters, and there's no need for you to. If you're gonna push an agenda, please make it good. Like, make it so good that I don't even realize you're pushing agenda. Because Kathleen Kennedy is doing this thing where it's the female is force, or the force is female. I'm all for that. But please make better content, because I'm getting tired of getting my hopes up for shows. First off, was never excited for Book of Boba Fett. Didn't even ask that. Was not excited for Han Solo. Didn't even ask that. The one thing I asked for was this show, which was supposed to be a movie, but was for this show. It was a layup. Give me flashbacks. Give me Obi-Wan being Obi-Wan. Give me Vader if you need to give me Vader. And that's all I ask for. And what'd she do? Apparently they had a script complete, a whole entire 6-episode script made, and then she's like, "No, I don't like this. Redo it." And then we got we got
that kind of pool. I don't understand.
Because she's ahead of the stall. Like, she is what Kevin Feige is to Marvel. Yes, and I say get rid of her and put in Dave Filoni, because Dave Filoni's everything. Fucking Dave Filoni touches is gold. What's the one good thing? Oh, this is opinion, but the one good thing to me that has come out from Disney, Star Wars wise, is 2 things: Rogue One and Mandalorian.
Mandalorian has been thoroughly enjoyable.
I generally liked Solo.
Yeah, I know.
I fell asleep.
It was all right. It was like one of those things where it's like, yeah, thanks for that, but who asked? You know? I don't know.
And all I know is that they're continuing like one part of Visions, right? In comics.
Yeah. Is it comics, or are they going to come out with a sequel?
They're doing another What If. Loki gets a second season.
No, we're changing properties now.
That's what he asked?
No, Visions. Is Star Wars.
It is Visions. Yeah, it's being continued in some way, which is exciting.
I think they're coming out with the season 2, but they're doing the Ronin Sith as a comic book.
Sick, bro. Sick. Yeah. That's if they do it right. Also, I mean, what if, like, it would be just dumb if they never came out with another season of What If, because it's a blank slate.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just content. It's just random fucking content that they can stream into whatever the fuck they want to do. And
they did such a good job with season 1 too.
They did such a good job.
And no one ever talks about it. Like, I feel like it's the most fun. It was so good. I watched it twice.
I loved it. And it's just pure, easy, fucking talk about a layup. That's a fucking layup for sure.
I did not like the animation style of that show.
I enjoyed it.
I don't know why Marvel can't get their fucking animation shit down. Like,
that's a you thing. No. I loved What If.
I don't know. I don't like that animation style. Like, they could have done.
I'm not saying you do like it. I'm just saying that's a you thing. I would say 2 out of the 3 of us here that are talking about What If enjoyed it. The animation style, not just the content.
I mean, I watched Rebels and Clone Wars, and it's semi-similar.
Like, what would you want realism animation? I think the fact that they made it cartoony made it better.
No, like, yeah, cartoony, I don't mind, but, like, I don't know, like, when we're in a stage where, like, most of our superhero shows look like Invincible or, like, what's the...
I would say Invincible was worse than...
No, that's gotta... I don't know. I like that animation style more. That was more of like, that reminds me of like, I don't know why, but I guess it kind of reminds, like, Loki reminds me of like 90s cartoons.
Yeah, it definitely was more nostalgic. I mean, What If?
But I wouldn't prefer it that way.
I don't know. I can't say that I don't agree with Nathan's point of view, because there are some animes that I won't watch because they look a certain way, mainly like older anime, but at the same time I would still watch them. I Like the old Gundams, like I don't like the '80s anime look. I don't really like, but I like Trigun. I like Cowboy Bebop. That's more '90s, but
Did you watch the
I love that
show?
animation.
I've
I
never.
watched the first episode of
Yeah, it
Cowboy
was
Bebop, and
terrible.
I was just like, "Nah, I'm
It
good."
was
Yeah,
so
I
bad.
tried and was like, what
I never
the
watched
fuck?
Cowboy Bebop, the anime series, so I don't have any reference. But like the noir style space theme, I kind of enjoyed it.
Then you
But
should
I had no
definitely
point of
watch
reference.
You should definitely watch Cowboy Bebop then. The anime. It's very good.
I've been watching Hunter x Hunter. I'm pretty far into that.
What arc are you on?
Chef's
Ah,
kiss.
fuck.
What happened last?
They're looking for the chain boy.
Chain user?
Yeah.
Do you know the chain user?
They fuck, they were just in town with the art dealer or whatever. Like they just did the auction
Mhm.
house thing with the nin.
Shit's about to go down, bro.
Wait.
Right?
Arc. I don't want to spoil anything. So has the auction already started?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't seem sure, so I can't really
It
say.
has, I feel like, because a bunch of people
Has anything
died.
crazy happened with
Okay, so
Kurapika?
if a bunch of people have died, then yes, things are gonna start picking up real quick.
Yeah.
Did they already
Like Kurapika's already killed one of the
Uvo?
Okay.
yeah. The
Who's gonna
fucking
die next?
Steinhardt.
Cutscene.
Hashtag no spoiler alerts on this entire segment.
Oh, rip.
If you haven't watched Hunter x Hunter,
I have
You
not
should
watched
watch.
Hunter x Hunter.
you
But I'm not
should
gonna
watch
remem-
Hunter.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
remember any of these names, so it's irrelevant to me.
Yeah, it's pretty
Definitely give
good.
it a watch. It
Oh,
is a top 2 anime for me, and it's not 2. I'll tell you that much.
Essentially, I think Gon is looking for his dad right now. They're like that's kind of where they're at. I think.
That's the whole show.
Oh.
Basically.
Well, like he had just like got the tape, and like they're trying to get that. Well, I guess that's just that whole arc, the tape, and then they get the fucking auction to try to get the game.
So you're done with the Battle of Yorkanu already. If they already have the tape and they've done the auction. Wait.
Well, they have the tape, and then no, after they get the tape is when they go because they're trying to get to the auction for the game.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they don't get the game till after.
Right,
everything.
they haven't gotten the game
Yeah.
yet.
That's
Drew
right.
hates the arc after this, which is
I am in the middle of it right now. Or actually, no, I'm done with it. They just caught you know who. I caught the blank, and it was not
Such a
as
good
bad
scene.
as I remember.
See, and there's so the next arc is fucking jam packed with character development, which is
the
why it's one
Chimera.
of my. I like it a lot, but
Chimera
it's
arc.
like jam packed with character development. So, well, no, not even that, but like the
Great Island.
whatchamacallit. Yeah, Greed Island it's good content. It's kind of lighthearted content a little bit.
I
But
will
kinda
say
serious at the same time.
I kind of wished that the tournament arc would have been cooler. It was pretty.
Yeah, the Heavens Arena.
There's a movie
Yeah.
about that though.
There's
right?
a movie about it. Yeah, they
The
fight.
movie. The movie
I think
goes
they
into more like greater detail.
I can't remember who they fight, but they fight somebody. What was
I think
gonna
I have the
say?
movies on Amazon. So when you get done with
Oh.
the arc, let me know when we can rewatch them or something on
I'm
Discord.
down to rewatch them. With the Greed Island arc, I don't know why. I think the reason why I didn't like it is because I'm not a huge fan of card games, which is a big part of that arc. And so they were
Like
explaining
Yu-Gi-Oh
it
type shit or like 13
kind
type
of.
shit?
It's kind of like Magic,
Like when
sort of.
Yu-Gi-Oh went into dice.
I didn't
But,
know that
like-
was a thing.
Yeah, like the
Wow.
beginning of season 3 of Yu-Gi-Oh, the first like 7 episodes are dungeon dice.
Insane.
But yeah, it's so they were like explaining cards, and I just didn't care. I'm all for training arcs. I like Biscuit. She's cool. Or is it Biscuit or Biscuit? Whatever.
Biscuit, yeah.
She's cool or whatever, but like the best
No.
part is the end fight. And before that it's the dodgeball fight. Those are two. Yeah, there's a sick ass dodgeball fight.
Sick as fuck.
But then like the Chimerian arc just ties everything in a nice little bow, and I like it a lot. So I'm waiting for it.
100%.
oh, I also
And I think that's the longest arc.
a long arc for you. I also finally caught up on My Hero.
Same.
I'm not caught up, so
I was like 6 episodes back.
that
and
one
was
is
I'm just
one
gonna
I do
bust them
care
out.
about.
Right.
On Monday, I was
spoilers,
like, I'm just
so-
gonna watch them in dub so I can work and watch them, and it was pretty good. Little lackluster, I feel, but outside of that,
That's
it was
kind of the
pretty good.
show as a whole for me, I guess. I don't know. I like the
I'm
show,
excited. I
but
haven't
I
seen
will
the new
say
trailer.
I think My Hero has my favorite like tournament arc, and like the first
The
one.
sports festival arc is to me,
gold, bro.
so
So good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love the sports festival.
is that the first
Because
one?
you get so much character development in it.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
It's like Deku.
oh my god, like,
versus
and
Todoroki.
Todoroki too.
Yeah.
He gets so much character development, like balancing his, like, unleashing his fire, like not tying it to his dad. Like, you get so much Todoroki
That's-
development in the sports festival.
I've heard somebody explain the reason why My Hero fights are so good is because unlike other shonen where a fight is just like a climactic thing, like things are leading up to the fight. In My Hero, the fights are like character development. Like
100%.
yeah, it's like that's why those fights are so like memorable and stuff like
Yeah,
Kyle, you really
their
need to
fights
catch up,
don't
'cause-
go on for like multiple episodes. It's like you get
It's-
to see
it's-
the
it's
start
been hard
and the
for
me-
finish of the fight. of
there's a
multiple
fight at the end of
fights.
season 5 that is super good. I'll say that much. It's a very good fight, and the character development in that fight is wild.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, fuck, that's crazy. Like, it's good. Watch it. Catch up on it.
It's just getting me. It's so hard to. I've tried to get into it so many times. I just getting past the like class A
Skip
versus
it.
class B.
Skip it. There's no notable content, I feel, in that. It's just a little bit of character
There's,
development.
like,
It's good
maybe
teamwork.
at the end something
But
happens.
and then the new guy.
Yeah, the guy that he
Shino?
uses the
Yeah.
scarf, right?
Yeah, whatever his name is. He has like the most growth in that little mini arc. I would say you could probably skip it and call it fucking good.
I
I thought I don't know what you call the house arc at the end of season 4 though, but I thought those fights were amazing as well. Like the whole house, every fight scene in the house at the end of season 4 and outside the house, I guess, was like fucking dank. That whole like 11 episode series was dope.
I would say you should at least, like, if you're going to watch the Class A versus Class B thing, like watch in the background because there is like a small plot.
I won't skip it.
advancement in the like end of that.
Even
So
though
watch
I
my
want
work.
to, I won't. I'll watch because like the 3 I'm watching right now are My Hero, Demon Slayer, and Jujutsu Kaisen, and then I guess I would put Attack on Titan. Like I haven't even started the new season yet because I thought it was the final. Now it's not. So now I almost just want to wait for the final to come out so I can watch the second to last and the last without having to wait.
I haven't started it.
I'm ready
I got
for
enough.
Have y'all seen the
feedback
Jujutsu
from
Kaisen
Zero.
movie yet?
No, not
I
yet.
haven't seen it yet either.
Are you? If you catch up and we'll watch it. I'll find it on Discord, and I'll find it on mine. We'll watch it. On
I
Discord.
will say if you're a fan of Jujutsu Kaisen, the new anime that's coming out, Chainsaw Man, is really good and it's worth checking out. It's worth all the hype that's around it. I read the whole manga. They just
hard-
announced second volume of the manga. I'm super excited, but
I'm not a diehard, so it's hard for me to be invested in more than about 3. That's one of the reasons I'm not super invested in Attack on Titan right now, is because like just putting My Hero, Demon Slayer, and Jujutsu Kaisen like it kind of fills me up on my. Because I watch so much other stuff too. Like
well,
Like,
Chainsaw
I'm-
Man is about a kid who basically makes a deal with with a devil, and he turns into a chainsaw. But he looks dope. He has like a cool, sick ass helmet with sharp teeth and a chainsaw coming out of his head,
Yeah,
and he has
pretty sick.
chainsaws coming out of his arms. It's pretty sick.
I'll
Have you
probably
seen The
watch
Devil's a
Hunter x Hunter
Part-Timer, Drew?
before that.
Huh?
Have you seen The Devil is a Part Timer?
No.
I've heard good things about that. I've been seeing more and more about it on TikTok, so I think I'm gonna start that one.
I'll watch a few like slice of life. I guess that could technically be fall under slice of life, but I watch a few of those. I mainly watch shonen.
Circling back to this Chainsaw Man thing, I just Googled it, looking at a picture. Is this like a permanent body modification situation?
He turns it on and off.
Okay.
So he has a pulley like on a chainsaw in his chest, and he has to rip it to turn in a Chainsaw Man. It's Pretty good. I'm really excited. That's like I'm in the middle of reading and getting caught up on the Hunter x Hunter manga because I want to like read the episodes when
Ooh,
they
that's
read the
what I
chapters
do.
when they come out. I'll plan on watching those episodes whenever they release, especially if like Mappa or somebody picks them up. Um, like I have not watched My Hero much because I'm just so deep into the manga. It's just like I don't really want to rewatch this. But since I have completed Chainsaw Man, I am going to be watching it when it comes out.
I do have a Hunter x Hunter question. Because every fucking intro starts with the dude talking about how there's a world full of all these beasts and animal. The fuck are they at, bro? There's been like 3.
Yeah, you'll
You
see him.
first off, you just started watching. All right. This manga's been out since 2011, and it's been like 4 or 5 years since there's been new chapters. So
No, it's been out since way longer than that.
well, yeah, I'm
I'm
talking
in
about.
season 3, episode 51. I was in like 4.
You have 125.
I know. I'm just saying
Is it?
for
That was
an
170
for a
something.
show that starts off talking about all these fucking creatures. I ain't seen a lot of creatures though.
Well, Nathan, hate to break it to you,
Just
but
don't
it's
start
not
off
like
that way.
Pokemon. So how
No,
about
Also,
I wasn't
the
even
show's not
circling to
called-
that. I was
The
just
show's not called Creature, bitch. It's called Hunter x Hunter. It's not about the damn creatures. It's about the hunters.
Then why does he start off every fucking episode talking about all of
Why
the
are you reading so hard into that?
Because it's like he's setting up the show.
The
But,
title
like,
is
the
Hunter.
thing
That's
is
enough
like he
setup.
does say there's like
also-
wild creatures and stuff, but then he also goes on to talk about like riches and other things that hunters go after, and you're focusing on the creatures. It was funny. The other day, I don't know when it was, but Nathan was just like, I know you're not gonna agree with me, and I don't know why Eric said it didn't, but you guys are wrong. Like, this is a lot like Pokemon. And he was like in the middle of the Hunter arc. I was like, no, it's not. And he's like, well, so far, I was like, no, Nathan, it's nothing like Pokemon. I was like, it's an adventure, it's an adventure anime,
No,
but it's
Yeah.
nothing like Pokemon.
I guess
It's an adventure anime
I-
that's about that fucking action.
Right. Well, I guess the what I meant is like the concept of a hunter is very similar to the concept of a Pokemon hunter. Like so far is what it seems like.
First off, the
Isn't
term
the
is
hunter
Pokemon
it's,
trainer, and then second off, hunter. You can be a hunter of anything. If I wanted
Yeah.
to be a hunter of seashells, and I spent my time and vast wealth on finding the best seashells, then I would be a seashell hunter.
You'll see. There's more development.
I fucking
Who
hate
is
Clown
that?
Boy. I don't know his name.
Hisoka,
but
yeah. I mean, you'll see more
is
of him.
The cringiest.
He's gonna be
Anime
cringy the
character I've seen so
entire
far.
show. He's always gonna cringy.
Yeah,
but
I know, I hate it. I hope he
his
dies.
strength. He's about that strength, and if it ain't one thing outside of little boys, he's about that action, and you'll see that as well.
That's what I'm saying, like, it's-
obviously
I
He's
cannot.
about that
It's so
fucking
hard
action.
to. I can't look past that. Like especially considering like
Just-
it's while he's fighting. It's just like okay, like I can't even pretend to ignore
he's
it
excited.
when you're
He's-
doing it
he
while you're
gets
fighting.
caught up in the
It's just-
fight, man.
My boy
His big
gets
O's
off
coming
on
at
a
some
good
point.
fight. All right.
It's
On
just
God,
like
he does.
it's such a bizarre thing that a lot of animes
Yeah.
do with that type of character. I'm just like, but
Also,
I guess there's
the
plenty of American.
the more you watch, the more you'll see, like, especially coming up in the near future, in between, like, now, it's between now where you are and the Chimera Ant arc, which is, like, I think that starts at, like,
so with
7
this
or something.
episode.
But you'll see the other hunters where, I mean, they have, like, fine food hunters and art hunter. Like, there's a bunch. There's a lot. You'll see.
Yeah, so far I've gotten to the part where the last episode I was watching was 51, so the auction's been rescheduled and the Mafia expects the Phantom Troop to attack again.
I'm thinking, like, in the future of the heartbreak. that
You
I
say
went
it's
through.
heartbreak, and I didn't find it heartbreaking because
Are
my
we talking about the same
character,
thing?
that character showed up, and then that thing happened to him.
I guess I just didn't realize that there were
It's
6
heartbreak,
seasons.
man.
There's 61 episodes in season 5. That's wild.
Yeah, it's the Chimerian arc, most likely. Screed Island.
Yeah. No, it's the Chimera. that come in an arc, because there's an arc after that. It's like 15 or 16 episodes.
Oh yeah, I actually enjoy that arc too, and it's pretty lame.
I don't understand the like
100%.
the episode.
It's just like
anime.
it's just like them catching up.
26, 12, 20, 17, 15, something. 6, 61, 12.
Such a good. I'm gonna have to rewatch that. I just rewatched it like 2 months ago, and I'm already gonna rewatch it again. It's so good.
It's my work from home show.
And yeah, because most of it's in dub,
It's all in
or
dub
if not
now.
all of it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so. And
Or at least until
I'll
like
put it on the
Stranger
background.
Things.
But also, like, I started it in dub because it was like something that I put on in the background. But you miss out. I feel like you miss out on a lot of like Kilo is like one-off, like stupid fucking, like he calls people idiot or baka all the time, and so yeah, you get so much more out of the dub
I
than you
guess.
do out of the
But
out of the sub than you do
also,
the dub.
Even when I do watch dub, I still have the subtitles on, so I see it.
I mean, I watch everything subtitled.
Well, what I'm saying is like with this one, it's the subtitles aren't like directly what the English version is saying. It's still the Japanese subs.
That's what Netflix
Yeah.
does.
But I'm just like the voice.
Right.
You get a lot of attitude out of the Japanese.
I think the only thing I really watch subbed
Voice
is Attack on Titan, and even then, like I'm not fully caught up on that, just because like I had started reading the manga, and it was just like, once I read a bit of that, and I was like, I'm just gonna wait for the show to catch up to where I got to that, and then I forgot about it.
For sure.
Nidorino. Pokemon Nidorino. Pokemon's a
Great
lot like
Pokemon.
Hunter.
I was never really a huge Pokemon
Pokemon.
person. I loved Yu-Gi-Oh, but not so much the show. I didn't watch the show a whole lot. Just played the card game a bunch.
I think the biggest thing that brought me joy out of Pokemon was Pokemon Go.
For sure. That's the only time I've ever enjoyed
Honestly,
it. No.
that was just. I would go to the bar, see you guys, and then go walk the streets hammered at 12:30, trying to either hatch eggs or go to that gym that was by the cemetery.
Yeah,
Shout out.
that was
Good
such
Johnson-
a wild.
Johnson Cemetery.
Such a crazy place to put a gym.
Facts.
No, it was a Pokestop.
was such a good
The
time.
gym was the like.
No, that was a gym.
Was
Mhm.
it? That's wild. That's insane. I guess that's insane.
It blows my mind that, I mean, it doesn't, but it does, that people are still playing that game. So, like,
And I feel
Crazy,
like
I
the
guess.
people
This heat, absolutely not.
people who still play that only hear one of two answers when they ask, "Do you play Pokemon Go?" It's either "Yeah, I play it," or "No, I played it like the first month it came out." Because I've never heard anybody like, "Yeah, I stopped playing like last year." Never heard anybody say that.
yeah.
It's always like, "Yeah, I played it a lot when it first came out, and then I just stopped playing it," or they, for some reason, still play it.
I just feel like it fell off so quick. And then they, like, maybe after that, like, launched the updates. Because, like, it was just like, I'm not finna walk 10 damn miles
No.
to fucking hatch this egg. And then, like, that was before they had, like, a viable stock of those egg things that you could, you know,
The incubators.
put on a car or something. Yeah, like, that was way before that. So it was just,
Well, yeah, like I think it was just because the concept was super cool.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, I can be an actual Pokemon hunter. And then there was just fucking Rattatas and Pidgeys everywhere. And I was just like, all right, this is fucking stupid.
yeah, now
But
they
I
have
gotta go to
shinies
downtown
and all sorts
Dallas.
of new shit.
Yeah, like you couldn't battle
Facts,
each
yeah, you had
other.
to go, like-
you couldn't trade
You
each
had to
other
go out
yet.
to, like
You could just gym
the
battles. and
crazy
that's it.
places. Yeah, downtown or uptown, Dallas
Fucking
or
water
Fort Worth,
gardens,
like,
bro.
to get the good shit.
Yeah, and like that, honestly, that part I was cool with. I was like, that's fun. It gets me out of the house. Whatever, I could deal with that. I mean, I guess not these days because gas prices are wild, but
Facts.
and also the heat's wild. So this is
Also
this is not the same heat that we were Pokemon going in.
No, it is not. They're saying that this is supposed to be. They're projecting this summer to be the worst summer in Texas on record. Worse than like a 2011 is apparently the worst summer in the Metroplex on record, and this is supposed to be worse. Shit is disgusting, bro.
Or what do they say? Oh, it's not global warming anymore. What is it?
Climate crisis.
Climate crisis, yeah.
Crisis. It has more of a
Yeah.
bang to it, you know.
Yeah, it's more
More
of
of a
a sense of
buzzword.
urgency behind a climate crisis,
Kyle,
yeah, for sure.
Speaking of which, Kyle, did you watch Vice?
am still. It's on our list for me and Natalie. Natalie did say she wants to watch it, but I did watch the first 15 minutes, and I thoroughly enjoyed the first 15 minutes. I really think I'm going to enjoy the movie as well.
Well, I was
Nice.
gonna bring it up because they bring up climate change in that, because like what was it called first? Global warming.
Global
There's a
warming, for
scene in
sure.
the movie where they change it to climate change to make it less threatening, and now they're changing it back to climate
Climate
emergency to be
crisis.
like, actually, guys, we fucked up. This
Yeah,
probably should
yeah.
have stayed threatening.
Every now and then, I like to think of how crazily different I feel like the world would have been potentially if Al Gore was elected over Bush.
9/11 wouldn't have happened.
I think it would have still, but I don't think we would have had the same. Because that's like a give and take, right? So I feel like the climate crisis act would have been more. It would have been more pertinent for us to like take a stance on global warming back then than obviously the
Well,
we have now. But also, I feel like we wouldn't have been as hard on Al Qaeda and
Well, actually, a lot of what Vice is
ISIS.
about is kind of how tough, I guess, the Bush administration was. And that wasn't because, like, Bush, it was because of, like, the amount of power Dick Cheney was able to leverage for himself as the vice president. Where, like, literally everybody had to report to him in the White House first before they even got to Bush. Like, he filtered absolutely everything for the entire 8 years that they were in office. And like, I don't want to, I'm not going to go into a bunch of different shit because I don't want to spoil the movie for Kyle. Not that they're not like historical events that happened and shit. Yeah. But like, there's just like so many things that you find out are like, I was going to say low key Dick Cheney's fault, but it's not even low key his fault. Like, there's so many things that are directly Dick Cheney's fault. And
So you're saying he deserved to be shot?
no, that is another, they touch on that in the show, but Dick Cheney straight up shot this man and literally to this day has never apologized to him, but the dude that he shot has gone on live television and like tearfully apologized to Dick Cheney for the suffering him and his family have had to go through due to the media being like, holy shit, Dick Cheney shot a guy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, imagine, bro. Like, that's
So you're gonna go on live TV and
Why?
apologize, or I'm gonna finish the job.
yeah,
That's what happened.
exactly. Like, that's literally the vibe you get from like that dude's demeanor. Like, he genuinely does seem scared, but it was like, I mean, yeah, he got shot in the fucking face. Like, I don't think he was supposed to survive that. I don't think that was a warning shot.
No, it was not.
All right, let's call it here, guys.
I'm here for it. Thanks for sticking around for our Star Wars tangents, our anime tangents, and all the tangents in between, guys. We always appreciate it. Episode 28 in the books.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We have a Would You Rather episode obviously coming up. It's long overdue.
Much so.
Maybe some other changes that are coming up as well. So let's keep a close eye on things. Who knows?
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye, guys.